Ndewo, no, and welcome to your weekly Omnibus. If you've had a busy week and didn't quite get round to listening to the Igbo Daily Drops, this is your chance to catch up. Now you get to hear all 5 episodes from week 20, brought together in one place. Our mission is simple: to raise 10,000 next generation Igbo speakers, and every phrase you practice brings us one step closer. So, whether you're in the car, on a walk, or relaxing at home, let's spend a few minutes inside the Igbo world, through stories, proverbs, and the sentences we learned this week. Ka anyị bido. Let us begin. Ifeoma Onoka is counting boats. 11 years in Madina Market, a sprawling spare parts district north of Accra, Ghana, where Twi and Igbo meet at the counter every morning. She knows the stall the way she knows her own breathing. Which corner floods when it rains? Which shelf bends under the weight of engine gaskets? Which apprentice boy is likely to miscount when the afternoon heat gets into him? She is 44 years old. She came from Nnewi because the spare parts market was better here. She stayed because she built something worth staying for. The woman standing at the edge of her counter has been there for 20 minutes. Kezia, from Atlanta. She said so yesterday when she first appeared. Phone out, eyes moving across everything. She is not buying anything. She never buys anything. She just listens. Yesterday, Ifeoma said something to the apprentice boy. Gịnị ka ị mere ụnyaahụ? Without thinking. Kezia did not move for 3 minutes. This morning she is back. Same spot, same expression. Gịnị ka ị mere ụnyaahụ? Ifeoma says it again. Not to Kezia, to the boy. What did you do yesterday? She is asking about the delivery. She is also asking about the delivery. Kezia says very quietly, "What does that mean?" Ifeoma looks up. She has seen a lot of things in 11 years at this counter. She has not seen this before. A grown woman looking at her like she recognizes a door she has been standing in front of for a very long time. It means, Ifeoma says, "What did you do yesterday?" Kezia is quiet. Then she takes something from her bag. A photograph of a document. A slave manifest. South Carolina, 1803. A woman's name lost. Her age recorded. And one word beside it, handwritten in faded colonial English. Igbo. Ndewo, no. I am Yvonne Choma Mbanefo, heritage futurist and daughter of the soil. Welcome to Igbo Daily Drops, episode 96, week 20, day 1, Monday. Today, the past tense as a form of remembrance. When an Igbo speaker asks, "What did you do yesterday?" they are recording that your day mattered. In Igbo, you are accountable. You are known. You are answered. Ka anyị bido. Let us begin. Ifeoma looks at the document for a long time. She knows what Nnewi is. She knows what the Bight of Biafra is. She knows what her grandfather's grandfather knew. That there was a time when Igbo people were being loaded onto ships in numbers no one wanted to count. Because counting would have made it true in a way that was harder to survive. She does not say any of this. She says, "Your great-great-grandmother spoke this language." She says it like it is a simple fact about inventory. Because in Nnewi, that is how you hold things that could break you. You state them plainly and you keep working. Then let me teach you her sentence, Ifeoma says. Today, 3 sentences. The language that crossed the Atlantic and waited 220 years to be spoken again. Repeat after me. Sentence 1. Gịnị ka ị mere ụnyaahụ? In English, what did you do yesterday? Gịnị ka ị mere ụnyaahụ? Gịnị ka ị mere ụnyaahụ? Gịnị ka ị mere ụnyaahụ? Kezia says it badly. Ifeoma does not correct the tone. She just nods. Again. Sentence 2. Agara m ahịa ụnyaahụ. In English, I went to the market yesterday. Agara m ahịa ụnyaahụ. Agara m ahịa ụnyaahụ. Agara m ahịa ụnyaahụ. Ifeoma gestures at the stalls around them. Your ancestor went to a market. So did mine. Sentence 3. Ha zuru ike ụnyaahụ. In English, they rested yesterday. Ha zuru ike ụnyaahụ. Ha zuru ike ụnyaahụ. Ha zuru ike ụnyaahụ. A pause. Then Ifeoma says, the ones who didn't make it across, they are resting. These 3 sentences are in your free speaking workbook this week. Download it at learnigbonow.com. If you're driving right now, just listen. The workbook will be waiting. Kezia tries the question again. Gịnị ka ị mere ụnyaahụ? Better this time. Still wrong tones. Your yesterday was a long time ago, Ifeoma says. But you are still asking the right question. She wraps up a small bolt Kezia had not asked to buy and places it on the counter. Take it. Something from this market. Your people new markets. Kezia picks it up. She does not cry. She just closes her hand around it. Onye ajụjụ anaghị efu ụzọ. Onye ajụjụ anaghị efu ụzọ, Ifeoma says quietly. She does not translate it. She returns to her counting. What Kezia heard in that market was already ancient before she was born. Onye ajụjụ anaghị efu ụzọ. Onye ajụjụ anaghị efu ụzọ. One who asks questions does not lose their way. The question is the path. In Igbo understanding, asking is not weakness. It is the technology of return. I have stood in markets like Ifeoma's, the kind where the language you grew up with and the language you are standing inside overlap at the counter. and neither one yields. That is not confusion. That is Igbo economic life, exactly as it has always functioned. Historian Michael Gomez of New York University documented in his 1998 study, Exchanging Our Country Marks, that the Bight of Biafra, from which Igbo people originated, contributed nearly 1/4 of all Africans brought into North America, placing it in virtual first-place tie with West Central Africa. Researcher Jennifer Hildebrand, writing in the Journal of African American History in 2006, draws on Elizabeth Isichie's scholarship to show that Igbo captives transported to the New World maintained a strong pan-Igbo identity, and gave, in Isichie's own phrase, help, care, and instruction to new arrivals from Igbo land. The Mandinka griot tradition holds the same principle. The knowledge keeper does not wait to be asked in the right way. They answer because the asking is enough. What linguists call the past tense, Igbo communities have always understood as something different. Attestation, a way of saying your yesterday happened and I acknowledge it. The colonial manifest made Kezia's ancestor a number. The Igbo past tense would have made her a person with a yesterday worth asking about. If you want to ask, Gịnị ka ị mere ụnyaahụ? With other families, with your children, the Igbo village-speaking gym will soon be open. Before this day ends, say, Gịnị ka ị mere ụnyaahụ? To someone you love, not as language practice, as a declaration, because onye ajụjụ anaghị efu ụzọ. The one who keeps asking is the one who finds their way back. Every sentence you learn is a drop, and every drop feeds Oke Osimiri Mmụta Igbo, the ocean of Igbo knowledge. These 3 sentences, the one Ifeoma teaches Kezia, are in your free speaking workbook this week. Download it at learnibonow.com. This has been your Igbo Daily Drop. Abụ m nwanne gị nwanyị, Yvonne Choma Mbanefo. I am your sister, Yvonne Choma Mbanefo. Ka ị hụ onye ị na-achọ. May you find the one you are looking for. Ka anyị hụ echi. Until we meet again tomorrow. Nwaobodo squats at the base of the approach path to the Ovia Chukwu, the forest of God. Arochukwu, Abia State. Stone worn smooth by thousands of hands. He presses his palm flat. Cool, almost damp. The Cross River, unseen, its sound through the canopy. A young woman stands behind him. Adora. 26. Here from Omahia at 6:45. Writing a doctoral paper on conflict resolution. Recorder out. She says, can you describe what the oracle meant to the communities that used it? Nwaobodo does not turn around. Tell me what time you left home this morning. About 7. He turns. Not unkindly. Looks at the recorder, then at her face. About. My father recorded every supplicant through this path. Morning arrivals, evening departures. Not about. Exactly. She does not understand yet what she has been told. Ndewo. No. I am Yvonne Choma Mbanefo, heritage futurist and daughter of the soil. Welcome to Igbo Daily Drops, episode 97, week 20, day 2, Tuesday. Today, times of day as anchors for memory. In Arochukwu, the exact hour was the evidence. Ka anyị bido? Let us begin. Nwobodo stands. He presses the small cloth pouch at his waist. His father's brass anklet inside. Wrapped 40 years, making no sound. His father attended the Ibino oracle, the one the British renamed the Long Juju and declared destroyed in 1902. What they destroyed was the entrance. The Obombo arrow sealed the gate and drove the oracle underground. The cave remained. The priests, the records. The British said, the oracle is gone. The arrow said nothing. Oviachukwu, the forest of God. You do not argue with the forest. Today, 3 sentences. The precision that turns memory into testimony. Repeat after me. Sentence 1. Anyị hụrụ ha n'anyasị. In English, we saw them in the evening. Anyị hụrụ ha n'anyasị. Anyị hụrụ ha n'anyasị. Anyị hụrụ ha n'anyasị. Nwobodo's father recorded the exact hour. Sentence 2. Ehiri m ụra n'anyasị. In English, I slept in the evening. Ehiri m ụra n'anyasị. Ehiri m ụra n'anyasị. Ehiri m ụra n'anyasị. Time has a body in Igbo. Note that anyasị and abalị mean the same thing, night or late evening. Anyasị, abalị, they mean the same thing. Sentence 3. Ị hụrụ nne gị n'ụtụtụ? In English, did you see your mother in the morning? Ị hụrụ nne gị n'ụtụtụ? Ị hụrụ nne gị n'ụtụtụ? Ị hụrụ nne gị n'ụtụtụ? When Adora says the hour, everything changes. These 3 sentences are in your free speaking workbook this week. Download it at learnibonow.com. If you are driving right now, just listen. The workbook will be waiting. Adora stops the recorder. She writes 6:45 a.m. Arrived Nwobodo compound. She does not know why. She figures it out on the bus back to Umahia. watching the red earth pass. She came to document the oracle. The oracle documented her, the exact hour. The moment she stopped saying about. Begin with the truth of when. That was all it required. Nwaobodo's father kept records that outlasted the empire that tried to erase them. Ọ bụ naanị okenye nọ n'ụlọ maara diọkpara ọkụkọ. Ọ bụ naanị okenye nọ n'ụlọ maara diọkpara ọkụkọ. Only the elder at home can point out the firstborn of the fowl or the chicken. Presence is the credential. In every tradition I know, the first question is not what happened, but when did you arrive? Professor Wanda Achebe, James Madison University, Female Monarchs and Merchant Queens in Africa, Ohio University Press, 2020. Ibn Obabe was the Supreme Court of the Arab people. Pronouncements final, not approximate. The Maori practice of wakapapa, genealogical recitation as legal precedent, runs the same logic. What Arochukwu codified before England formalized rules of evidence. Vague testimony is not testimony. If you want to practice these sentences with other families, with your children, the Igbo village speaking gym will soon be open. Before this day ends, say, Anyị hụrụ ha n'anyasị. We saw them in the evening. As you close your eyes tonight. A declaration. The elder knows because the elder was present. Be present. Every sentence you learn is a drop, and every drop feeds Oke Osimiri Mmụta Igbo, the ocean of Igbo knowledge. Grab your free speaking workbook at learnigbonow.com. Rate us wherever you're listening. Your review is how another learner finds their way home. This has been your Igbo Daily Drop. Abụ nwanne gị nwanyị Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. I am your sister Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. Ka oge gị bụrụ onye akaebe, ụtụtụ na anyasị. May your time be witness, morning and evening. Ka anyị hụ echi. Until we meet again tomorrow. Chinenye stands thigh deep in the rice. Her boots are wrong for this. City boots, still laced from the airport, sinking into pale cream-colored earth. The stalks rise past her waist, gold in the late light. Rain is coming from the north. She smells it before she sees it. Warm. The soil already breathing it in. Her phone is at her ear. Lagos. Her professor. His voice is careful. The kind that has already decided. The records from 1910 indicate introduction, he says. Suggestive, not conclusive. She looks at the mud swallowing her boots. I took the soil, she says. The carbon dating came back last week. Layer C. Before 1800. Silence. Then, Chinenye. The peer review process. My grandmother told me her grandmother grew rice here before any Englishman set foot in this place. She pulls her boot free. It comes loose with a long sucking sound. The soil on the sole is cream and ancient and entirely indifferent to the peer review process. Ndewo. No. I am Yvonne Choma Mbanefo, heritage futurist and daughter of the soil. Welcome to Igbo Daily Drops, episode 98, week 20, day 3, Wednesday. Today, the soil keeps the calendar the colonial archive was built to erase. Ka anyị bido? Let us begin. If the record says 1910 and the soil says centuries before, which is lying? That is not the hard question. The hard question is why one was written down and one was not. Her grandmother never wrote her feelings. She wrote what she knew the only way it stayed safe, in the grain, in the season. Today, 3 sentences for standing on what you know when someone with more letters after their name tells you to doubt it. Repeat after me. Sentence 1. Nnenem kọrọ m ya. In English, my maternal grandmother told me this. Nnenem kọrọ m ya. Nnenem kọrọ m ya. Nnenem kọrọ m ya. The sentence Chinenye carried 3 years before the laboratory agreed. Sentence 2. Ọ bụ eziokwu, ọ bụghị akụkọ ifo. In English, it is the truth, not a folk tale. Ọ bụ eziokwu, ọ bụghị akụkọ ifo. Ọ bụ eziokwu, ọ bụghị akụkọ ifo. Ọ bụ eziokwu, ọ bụghị akụkọ ifo. What she thought was poetry was precision. Sentence 3. Ala na-edebe ihe niile. In English, the earth keeps everything. Ala na-edebe ihe niile. Ala na-edebe ihe niile. Ala na-edebe ihe niile. The record was in the ground all along. These 3 sentences are in your free speaking workbook this week. Download it at learnibonow.com. If you're driving right now, just listen. The workbook will be waiting. She hangs up. She opens her field notebook. 3 lines. The date. The coordinates. Soil layer C. Pre-1800. Carbon confirmed. She does not write how she feels. Her grandmother wrote in rice. The rain reaches the field, falling on the gold, on the notebook, on soil that has told the truth for 400 years. The story closes the way the old people said it would. Ihe a na-achọ n'uko gbadoro ụkwụ n'ala. Ihe a na-achọ n'uko gbadoro ụkwụ n'ala. What you search for in the ceiling has its feet on the ground. The truth you reached for in the high place was standing in the soil all along. When I sat with the rice women of Mbologu, they did not speak of being discovered. They spoke of being remembered. The historian Chima Korea of Central Michigan University in 2001 showed why the colonial record breaks at the root. Its officials were trained not to see the woman in the field, so they wrote her out and called their blindness a beginning. The Yoruba kept their dynasties in drummed oriki when no pen would record them. Radiocarbon dating, named by the West in 1949, confirmed what the soil had filed for centuries. The archive was never empty. The right shelf was underground. If you want to practice these sentences with other families, with your children, the Igbo village speaking gym will soon be open. Before this day ends, say "Ala na-edebe ihe niile" aloud as you press your hand flat to the ground. Not as practice, as a record. The ceiling forgets. The ground keeps the receipt. Every sentence you learn is a drop, and every drop feeds Oko Osimiri Igbo, the ocean of Igbo knowledge. Grab your free speaking workbook at learnibonow.com. Rate us wherever you're listening. Your review is how another learner finds their way home. This has been your Igbo Daily Drop. Abụ m nwanne gị nwanyị Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. I am your sister Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. Ka ala welie gị elu otu o si welie nne nne gị. May the earth lift you up the way it lifted your maternal grandmother. Ka anyị hụ echi. Until we meet again tomorrow. Mgbafo sets her basket on the swept red earth of Ibuku, and the beads click. Blue glass and carnelian. The light is going copper. Across the low wall, a man she has known since girlhood bends over wax and clay. The air sharp with hot metal. A bronze taking shape. A leopard's skull ridged 100 times. A vessel that will outlast everyone here. Her granddaughter comes running, bare feet on warm ground, and asks the question the women trade every evening as the lamps go up. No chie, gini ka ị mere taa? Grandmother, what did you do today? Mgbafo lowers herself onto the stool. Her knees speak first. She could answer the easy way. She went to market, came back. But she looks at the bronze cooling in the dark. Remembered without remembering anything. Then at the child, the opposite kind of vessel. She decides to answer properly. Ndewo. No. I am Yvonne Choma Mbanefo, heritage futurist and daughter of the soil. Welcome to Igbo Daily Drops. Episode 99, Week 20, Day 4, Thursday. Today, in 9th century Igbo, the day you live becomes the archive you leave. Long before writing reached this soil, the Igbo kept the record by telling it. The daily account was never chatter. It was the archive. Ka anyị bido. Let us begin. She tells it as her grandmother told her. Not the day's facts, but its shape. Who she greeted on the Afo road? The woman who couldn't pay. The bronze is the one they will dig up. The child is the one that matters. Mbafo keeps talking because the talking is the work. Today, 3 sentences. 3 ways to enter your day into the record. Repeat after me. Sentence 1. Gịnị ka ị mere taa? In English, what did you do today? Gịnị ka ị mere taa? Gịnị ka ị mere taa? Gịnị ka ị mere taa? The child's question. Sentence 2. Agara m ọrụ taa. In English, I went to work today. Agara m ọrụ taa. Agara m ọrụ taa. Agara m ọrụ taa. Mgbafo's first answer. Sentence 3. Ahụrụ m gị taa. In English, I saw you today. Ahụrụ m gị taa. Ahụrụ m gị taa. Ahụrụ m gị taa. Not an errand, a person. These 3 sentences are in your free speaking workbook this week. Download it at learnibonow.com. If you are driving right now, just listen. The workbook will be waiting. So, she gives the girl the whole day. The dust, the names, the unpaid debt. She takes the small face in her hands and says what the bronze never can. Ahụrụ m gị taa. I saw you today. The child cannot yet know that she's been handed something. Only that her grandmother looks at her as the most lasting thing. What the child caught tonight, the old ones named Nkoleka. Recalling is the greatest. Nkoleka. Recalling is the greatest. Only the telling outlives the warrior and outlasts even the bronze. In Igbo land, I watched the women hold each evening like a ledger. The day kept by being spoken. The Igbo scholar Emmanuel Obiechina, in his Nchetaka lecture of 1994, named us a story-centered people who keep memory in the mouth. Aboriginal Australians kept their law the same way, song, alive only in performance. The bronze? Only in 1997 did isotope science confirm what the casters never doubted. The copper was wholly Igbo. The story never needed permission. If you want to practice these sentences with other families, with your children, the Igbo village speaking gym will soon be open. Before this day ends, find one person, look into their face, and say, Ahorom gita. I saw you today. Not as practice, as an entry in the record. Every sentence you learn is a drop, and every drop feeds Oko Osimiri Mmụta Igbo, the ocean of Igbo knowledge. Grab your free speaking workbook at learnibonow.com. Rate us wherever you're listening. Your review is how another learner finds their way home. This has been your Igbo Daily Drop. Abụ nwanne gị nwanyị Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. I am your sister Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. Ka akụkọ gị dị ndụ ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. May your story stay alive forever. Ka anyị hụ echi. Until we meet again tomorrow. Before the cocks finish, Nkiruka is awake on New Market Road, Onitsha, counting cloth by torchlight. 13. You count cloth, her mother says, while the market is honest. The lace is from Kowloon, machine oil and salt in the weave. Outside, the Niger lies brown, the sky bruising to grey. Adako, her mother, stands in the doorway, a radio to her ear. Nkiruka has two names, this one and the Cantonese name her father gave her. She has always lived in two times. Morning here is already afternoon where he counts his cloth. The radio stops on one word. Float. That lace cost a fortune last Tuesday, and her mother stares at it like something changed in the night. Ndewo. No. I am Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo, heritage futurist and daughter of the soil. Welcome to Igbo Daily Drops, episode 100, week 20, day 5, Friday. Today, how a world changes overnight. In Igbo, mana, but, is what a survivor says to hold a lost world and a present one in one breath. Ka anyị bido. Let us begin. Adako puts the radio down. In Onitsha, the market belongs to women. Who own the ledgers, the credit, the Kowloon agents. She buys strong, sells before it weakens. Last Tuesday, that broke. She lifts a lace blouse to the lamp. Today, it is worth half what I paid. Crying is for those who have not yet been hungry. Today, 3 sentences. Each holds 2 times at once. Before and after. Repeat after me. Sentence 1. Agara m ọrụ n'ụtụtụ, mana anọ m n'ụlọ n'anyasị. In English, I went to work in the morning, but I am home in the evening. Anyasị and abali mean night. So wherever you hear either one, you know it means night. Agara m ọrụ n'ụtụtụ, mana anọ m n'ụlọ n'abalị. Agara m ọrụ n'ụtụtụ, mana anọ m n'ụlọ n'anyasị. Agara m ọrụ n'ụtụtụ, mana anọ m n'ụlọ n'anyasị. Adaku's whole day turns on manna. Sentence 2. Eriri m ji ụnyaahụ, mana eriri m osikapa taa. In English, I ate yam yesterday, but I ate rice today. Eriri m ji ụnyaahụ, mana eriri m osikapa taa. Eriri m ji ụnyaahụ, mana eriri m osikapa taa. Sentence 3. Ha zụtara uwe izuụka gara aga. In English, they bought clothes last week. Ha zụtara uwe izuụka gara aga. Ha zụtara uwe izuụka gara aga. Ha zụtara uwe izuụka gara aga. Last week, when money was strong. These 3 sentences are in your free speaking workbook this week. Download it at learnigbonow.com. If you are driving right now, just listen. The workbook will be waiting. By noon, the buyers come. The radio reached them. They offer half, then less. Nkiruka waits for a rage that does not come. She names a price, sells, says, market. The girl writes the loss and understands. Yesterday, this cloth was a fortune. Today, rent and school fees. The same cloth, a different word before it. She has buried a harvest before, and still she plants. Anụ egburu egbu adịghịzị atụ obere mma egwu. Anụ egburu egbu adịghịzị atụ obere mma egwu. A slaughtered animal no longer fears the knife. War slaughtered her once. Today is only a small blade. I grew up among Onitsha market women who owned the ledgers. Wanda Achebe, in 2020, traced their line to Omuokwe of Osomari, Queen of the Niger. Togo's Nana Benz built the same from imported cloth. Loss aversion, named by economists in 1979. Igbo traders had disarmed centuries earlier. Loss aversion is the wound, mana the suture. If you want to practice these sentences with other families, with your children, the Igbo village speaking gym will soon be open. Before this day ends, say, Agara m ọrụ n'ụtụtụ, mana anọ m n'ụlọ n'anyasị, as you close your front door tonight. As a declaration, mana will not let the loss have the last word. Every sentence you learn is a drop, and every drop feeds Oke Osimiri Mmụta Igbo, the ocean of Igbo knowledge. Grab your free speaking workbook at learnigbonow.com. Rate us wherever you're listening. Your review is how another learner finds their way home. This has been your Igbo Daily Drop. Abụ m nwanne gị nwanyị Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. I am your sister Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. Ka aka gị zonye mkpụrụ n'oge ọbụla. May your hands keep sowing at all times. Ka anyị hụ echi. Until we meet again tomorrow. And that brings us to the end of this week's Igbo Daily Drops Omnibus. If a sentence or proverb stayed with you today, take a moment to say it again out loud. Every phrase you practice keeps the language alive. Remember, every sentence you learn is a drop, and every drop feeds Okosimiri Mmụta, the ocean of Igbo knowledge. If you'd like to practice these lessons further, download the workbook at learnibonow.com. Until tomorrow's drop, abụ nwanne gị nwanyị Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. I am your sister Yvonne Chioma Mbanefo. Ka chi gị duo gị ọfụma. May your chi guide you well.